Hello everyone, hello friends. Welcome to my short video tutorial about distance, displacement, speed, and velocity. I hope you enjoy! Now, let us learn what is distance. Distance refers to the actual length of path taken by an object in moving from its initial position to its final position regardless of the direction and measured in units of length. Distance equals final position plus original position. Now that you learned what is distance, are you ready to solve with me? Let's go! Now, our first sample problem, Rhea travels along a straight road 100 meter east, then 50 meter west. What is the distance? 100 meter plus 50 meter equals 150 meter. And that's our distance, 150 meter. Yes. Next, a sheep traveled 4 meter west and travels 6 meter north. Find the distance. Distance equals 4 meter plus 6 meter equals 10 meters. Yes, that's the answer. Now the third is a runner jogs around 5 meter west and then jogs 16 meters south. Find the distance. 15 meter plus 16 meter equals 66 meter. 66 meter is our distance. And that's it. As easy as that. Now, we will be learning what is a displacement. The word displacement implies that an object has moved or has been displaced. Displacement is defined to be a change in position of an object. In rectilinear movement or straight path, if the same direction, displacement equals d1 plus d2. Meanwhile, if opposite direction equals d1 minus d2. And in curvilinear motion, which is curved path, the displacement would be 0. So you're gonna ask me, why is it 0? Why is the displacement in curvilinear path 0? The displacement would be 0 if the object goes back to its original position. Now, let's start solving for displacements. First one, Rhea travels along a straight road 100 meter east, then 50 meter west. Find the displacement. So D equals 100 meter east minus 50 meter west. We subtracted because it's the opposite direction. And so, the answer would be 50 meter east. So, this is the second sample question. A sheep traveled 4 meter east, then it travels to 6 meter north. Find the displacement. So, we write 4 meter east, then 6 meter north. We'll be using the Pythagorean theorem in this sample problem. So, right, the Pythagorean theorem is c squared equals a squared plus b squared. There, equals a squared plus b squared. So 4 squared plus 6 squared equals 52. And then square root of 52 equals to 2 square root of 2 square root of 13. Yeah, 2 square root of 13 northeast. That's right. Andrea moves from her initial point of 8 meter going north to a final position 25 meter going south. What is her total displacement? So since she's going back the opposite way, so 8 minus 25 equals negative 17. Negative 17 going south. Yes. Now we have learned what is distance and displacement. Let us learn what is speed. So what is speed? How fast something is moving or how much distance is covered in a certain amount of time. Speed is a scalar quantity specified by numeric value with an appropriate unit. As a unit, meters, seconds, or meter per second. When calculating speed, we need to get the distance traveled and the amount of time it took. So speed equals distance divided by time. Distance equals speed times time, and time equals distance divided by speed. So here's the first sample problem. Rhea traveled 200 km going to school in 2 hours. How much is Rhea's distance? So speed equals distance times time, right? So it's going to be 200 km times 2 hours. The answer would be 400 km per hour. Now we'll be getting the average speed. To get the average speed, the total distance should be divided by that time. Here is the second sample problem. My mom took 3 hours to go 60 km to a bus stop. Then it took her 1 more hour to go 20 km using the bus. What is her average speed? So first we will get the distance, the total distance. 60 km plus 20 km equals 80 km. And then the total time, we're gonna add 3 hours and 1 hour, which is equivalent to 4 hours. And then to get the average velocity, we need to divide the total distance with the total time. So 80 km divided by 4 hours. So the answer would be 20 km per hour. 80 km divided by 4 hours is 20 km per hour. So the third problem would be going to a mart. Isabel traveled 30 km in 3 hours. How much is Isabel's speed? So to get the speed, like what I've said earlier, distance times time equals 30 km times 3 hours. How much would it be? 90 km per hour. Now let's talk about velocity. Velocity is the same as speed, but it has a direction associated. It is a vector quantity and is defined as the rate of change of displacement. Velocity is equals to displacement traveled divided by the amount of time it took. Now we should always keep this in mind. Velocity equals displacement divided by time. Displacement equals velocity times time, and time equals displacement divided by velocity. So here is the first sample problem. A car travels at uniform velocity a distance of 100 meters in 4 seconds. What is the velocity of the car? So we know that velocity equals displacement divided by time equals 100 meters divided by 4 seconds equals how much? It would be 25 meters per second. That's the velocity of the car. The second sample problem: if a sprinter runs 100 meters in 10 seconds, what is his average velocity? The same as what we did in the sample problem number 1. So 100 meters divided by 10 seconds equals, how much is it? 10 meters per second. That's the average velocity. Lastly, suppose you and your friends are going to a fun race. You were tired, so you stop for a while. You watch your friend run 657 meters in 60 seconds. What is her average velocity? Meter per second still. So 657 meters divided by 60 seconds equals 10.95 meter per second.